I've been a big proponent of outsourcing, forever, right? So if you had a good outsourcing SLA contract and a good outsourcing provider, cloud is no different, right? And you're going to run into the life cycle of that provider, like all outsourcers, where they hit a tipping point, then they start to falter, right? But you have to be ready to move. I think our part of our job is we can't stay anywhere too long. And I think we have to really think, how do I get out of this? So when you go into it, how do I get out of it fast? And you architect around exit, right? And you have to have an exit strategy, and that has to be tied to your business continuity plan. So again, if you could buy a lousy piece of on-prem hardware, right? You could buy the next, fancy chip from whoever and in some fancy server, and it'll die after, the 14 days, right? You don't know, right? So I think architecting around that risk and architecting around an exit plan. I mean, like an exit plan, I haven't heard anyone talk about how do you exit, right? And that's part of our strategy for everything we do, whether it's on-prem or cloud, or continue to outsource in a private cloud. And again, we have a whole contingent. Like right now we're about 87% cloud-based, which is a combination of SaaS and infrastructure as a service, and the rest is sitting, I would call a private cloud, which is a co-locate right now. But at any point in time, we can exit someplace else, which is it's not going to be easy, but you can measure exit in hours, and you can measure lost revenue in hours as well, right? And I think that's the trade-off, and that's the cost trade-off, right? I can do active for absolutely everything, and then it won't matter. It's a matter of whether it's seconds or whether it's hours to go active live. But if the business loss isn't that important, right? Like I've been doing this for many years, and you count the technologies that have been the top technologies, from 1980 to now, right? None of them matter, right? And it goes the same with our staff. I mean, don't get stuck on, you're developing in this or you're managing this. It's all going to change, right? I think you have to keep that cadence going of change within our own group. So you talk about fighting change and the passive resistance within the business. Like you have to fight change within your own guys, right? And you have to start exiting those guys who don't want to change, or you have to start moving, the legacy developers to Ruby on Rails on a PaaS environment, and they'll find religion.